Happy Sunday afternoon, everybody. It's about 2 o'clock here. I just finished up my pre-security on TryHackMe. I've been picking away with it since last weekend. Picking away at it, doing it on my phone, what I could on the phone. Majority of it I could do it on the phone. I don't have a laptop yet. I'm still trying to get that. Got the holidays coming up with all the deals and the Black Friday stuff, so hopefully I can get another one by then. But I completed the pre-security path, and I got a certificate on that. I'll just go back and reread through everything because most of that was just answering questions and stuff. So you do a little bit of research, do a little bit of lab stuff, real quick basic stuff, and you go through on there and you look for answers on the questions and stuff like that from the information above and stuff like that. So what I think I'll do is I'll go through the rest of the week and just go back and read everything word for word and go down and read it. But the great thing about TryHackMe, who is not on there or anything like that, it's priced really nice, $10 a month, or you can do the whole year, and I think it comes out to $7.50 per month on that. I'm gonna do the month to month, but the great thing about it is it breaks it all down, and it's like anything. You learn at your own pace, you work at your own pace. It's up to you to learn it or just go through it and not get anything out of it. That's why I'm gonna go back and read everything this week. I'm going to try and get onto the new one, but the pre-security one is they set you up with a path, and they let you know the learning path, and they break it down on what you want, what you should be doing on. Okay, after you complete this, next go on to this. I mean, it's up to you what you want to bounce around to, and they let you know that this is easy, this is intermediate, this is difficult, and stuff like that, and they let you know, and it builds up on that. But the thing with these paths are, they're really involved, and they've got a lot of information to absorb, and some of the stuff I was familiar with, like the Windows stuff, was pretty easy for me. Even the Windows stuff I was pretty familiar with. Some of the networking stuff I was pretty familiar with, and everything like that, so it wasn't too bad for me on that. But the Linux stuff I went through, I've dabbled in Linux a little bit and stuff like that, but I'm not real clear on using it or anything like that. I'd like to be proficient with the Linux because it's a big thing out there for a lot of the stuff that we use and what's coming up in the next path, which is the complete beginner one. So that'll be the next path here. I got it here on my other phone here, but let me just break down a little bit on the pre-security one here, the path and stuff like that. It gives you the basics, networking weaknesses, the web common attacks and stuff like that. It gives you basics on the Linux and everything like that, some simple commands that you do. And they have an attack box, and they have a box that you can go into, use the link. They tell you, okay, type in this command, and try to capture the flag and stuff like that. So they give you basics. This way you can visually see what the screen looks like and anything like that, which is huge. Because a lot of these exams, they put you on, like if you go for A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, they give you screens, it's my understanding, or scenarios or anything like that, and they pop these screens up, and they'll ask you, what's going on here, what screen is this, how would you come to this screen or anything like that. A lot of it's on Windows and stuff, and I'm pretty familiar with the Windows stuff, but it just goes through on the networking fundamentals. It mentions the OSI layer, introduction to LAN, what is networking, and stuff like that. Then it goes on to how the web works, DNS in detail, HTTP, how websites work, putting it all together, Linux fundamentals 1, 2, and 3. So many stuffs too, like when I go on to the next level for the complete beginner, because I've already completed Linux and I've already completed how the web works and stuff like that, I won't have to do that again because I've already completed it in the first process. So and then they got Windows Fundamentals 1, 2, and 3 is the last one. But like I said, there's a lot involved on this kind of thing. And let me go over here and just get a little rundown on the complete beginner path. But like I said, there's a lot of free stuff on there. But like I said, it's $10 for the month, and you get access to everything, which is the best way to go. And it gives you a quick rundown on everything, and you get involved in some stuff, and it gives you some basics until you build up. They have some research things that you want to do, and then basically you can go beyond, sort of like beyond the room that you just completed or something like that. They give you badges, they give you, they recognize you, they give you recognition for, okay, you completed this, you completed this. They have streaks that go on that a lot of people want to try to get these streaks to 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, and so on and so forth and stuff like that to get these streaks going. I'm not so much built up on that. I just want to build on the content and go from there. But the complete beginner one is, they mention it on here too, to get the pre-security one first. They basically lay out the framework for you. Complete this one first, then go on to this one. Then after you complete this was recommended, go on to the next one, and so on down the line, and go on with all that. So here's a little bit on the complete beginner path on that. It's an introduction again with the basic Linux, the web application security and stuff like that, and then it gets really into the stuff with the privilege escalation and the scripting and stuff like that. It starts really getting into the stuff. Starting out in cybersecurity introduction to researching Linux fundamentals. Like I said, I completed that in the first one, so I shouldn't have to go through that again, I don't think. But next, network exploitation basics, introductory to networking, Nmap. This is where you start. Looks like this is where you start using the tools. I'm familiar with a lot of these names and stuff like that, but I've never used them. I've typed on command prompt and I've hit Nmap on my laptop, and I've done that kind of stuff. I've done simple commands on there, ipconfig and sfc /scan now and stuff like that for files corrupted and stuff, and do file check and stuff like that. So and where the folders are, and the registry and stuff like that. I've done some editing and registry and stuff like that, which I don't recommend anybody do unless you're familiar with what you're doing in there and what you're deleting in there and stuff like that. But network services too. Then it goes into web hacking fundamentals. Again, how websites work. So they kind of coincide with one another. I've already completed a lot of that stuff. This is where it gets into the tools, web fundamentals, HTTP fundamentals, Burp Suite, OWASP Top 10, OWASP Juice Shop, upload vulnerabilities, Pickle Rick. I don't know what that is. I think that's a capture the flag thing. The thing with the capture the flag is what they ask you in there is just a little flag. It'll say TryHackMe, you've completed the room, or you've gained access, but it'll be you've lowercase not the parenthesis, but the lower thing. I forget what it's called, and then I'll have 3 words and stuff like that, whatever it is. But that's basically what it is when you complete it. Then it gets into cryptography stuff, which that kind of stuff. The whole networking thing is what I want to get into with the data center stuff and everything like that. The networking kind of stuff, the configuration stuff, and the troubleshooting stuff, and that kind of thing. That's what I really want to get into is with the servers. So I'd like to get into all that. Encryption, crypto 101, hashing crypto 101, John the Ripper, another tool, and stuff like that. You start getting in these tools, and then again it goes into Windows Fundamentals 1 and 2. Metasploit is another one. Active Directory Basics, Intro to Windows, and Blue. I think Blue is, I'm not familiar with that, but I think Blue is something that was used years ago or something like that, something that a tool that the NSA came up with or something like that. I may be wrong on that, but I think for some reason when I see that, that's what I think of. I don't know, but yeah, it really gets into some deep stuff here. It goes into and when you click on these things, they've got a whole list of stuff that when you click on a little thing, it opens up, and it's got all these tasks that come down here, stuff like that. Some of them, there's not a lot of questions in any of them or anything like that. Some of them are hands-on lab stuff. Other ones are just, you just click on submit because you don't have to put an answer, but you still get credit for answering the question. And other things are where you just have to scroll up, look for the answer, put it in there and stuff like that. Sometimes you have to do research. They'll give you a link. You have to click on it, research it, and they'll ask you certain questions, and you got to do the research and stuff like that on all that. So here's more of it. Shells and privilege escalation. What the shell, common Linux, PrivSec, basic computer exploitation, vulnerability, basic penetration testing, Kenobi, I don't know what that is, and Steel Mountain. I think a lot of these things are like capture the flag, but like I said, the capture the flag thing is just it'll say like THM for TryHackMe, then it'll have that little, thing, that little symbol that comes down on either end, and in between it'll have the words, and it'll say, you've gained access, or something like that in there, and that's the flag that you're looking for. Then you just put that in the answers there. So yeah, that's my next thing right here is the beginner's path. I just completed the pre-security one, but like I said, I'm going to go back and read all this, probably take some notes, go back and write down some notes for commands and stuff like that. But hopefully I can have a laptop by Thanksgiving or something like that, Thanksgiving weekend, so I can really get on there and print some stuff out and do all that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm going to take a little break from the TryHackMe stuff. I may get on a little bit later, but for now, I might take a little bit of break and go into my A+ book and read about understanding mobile devices and doing some mobile device stuff and do a little bit like that. So I've got a lot that I want to accomplish and stuff like that. I'm taking a lot of stuff, but I want to give my phone a break from being on it all the time, because it's tough doing these kind of things on the phone. Because a lot of the times I was having problems. Sometimes you got to blow the screen up, sometimes you got to look at it sideways so you can see the whole screen, and sometimes when you start scrolling, it accidentally refreshes, and then I got to go back and open the page up again. It's just a lot of time consuming to do that kind of stuff. And the other thing too is sometimes I have to go to settings. I have to open up the desktop view site and open it that way and be able to look at the full screen and stuff like that for a lot of the stuff. And then I go back and I look at it for how it looks on a mobile device, and go back and forth like that. And sometimes the answers weren't being submitted, and I was having a problem with that. So what was happening was, I don't know, but what I figured out was when it was on just how it looks on a mobile device, I'd have to go to desktop view site, click on that, open it up, then my answer would go through. So just little things like that you figure out and stuff like that, and it's all a part of troubleshooting. It's all little things about that sort of troubleshooting kind of things, and just little fixes and stuff that you try to figure out, how to get things done. A good example of that is, I think it was this year, a few months ago or something like that, in a McDonald's I used to go to down the road there. I used to go in the morning, and I'd get a coffee and 2 breakfast sandwiches before work. And what was happening was, one guy in front of me was I used McDonald's app because I save a lot of money on that, and you just scan it. And he was having a problem with his and stuff like that. I only know because I had the same problem, and it wasn't scanning one and scanning. Now a lot of times it's them, because I've seen it in another McDonald's where it would say it was disconnected and stuff like that. The register or the connection and all that, you'd see it right on the monitor on the POS system. It wasn't connected or anything like that. But the thing with the app was, if it's blown up too big, you have to shrink it down a little bit so it goes on there. I found out just by doing it. But again, little things like that. So I told him, and he tried it, and boom, it worked. It doesn't make me a hacker. It doesn't make me any kind of wizard for electronics or mobile devices or anything like that. But I thought of that because I'm going to be reading about the mobile devices. I spend a lot of time on my mobile device until I get a laptop and stuff like that. And you just figure out these little things and these little tricks and these little troubleshooting starts that mean a big deal for the time that you can just think on your feet and do that kind of thing. So enjoy the rest of the day. I'm going to take a little break, like I said. It's Sunday. Got everything I need to get done. I got done yesterday and today. And kick back, relax, be lazy for the rest of the day. Maybe later on tonight, have a cup of coffee and do some more TryHackMe, just a little bit, just to go through maybe one room or something like that. I'm not going to rush through this. I didn't really rush through the other one, but I wanted to try to get it done. This one here, I'm not going to, this one seems a little more advanced. It still says it's easy, but I don't want to, I really want to focus on getting this, because the other one I was kind of familiar with. Like I said, the Windows fundamental stuff, I was pretty familiar with Windows because I use it. And I've gone through all those troubleshooting tips and all those folders and how to find here and how to find settings. I've even done videos on how to find device manager, how to find control panel, look around a control panel, task manager, open that up and go through the different processes. And a lot of those things you can do simple troubleshooting, command prompt as administrator. I've done video on that where you can go in and just, look around and do simple troubleshooting on things like that to, not have to pay a lot of money to go into any of that. So that's another big thing. And no, this isn't a Halloween wig. This is really my hair. So I'm not dressed up for Halloween. It's just a Sunday for me. So yeah, I just do that in there for effect, I guess. But yeah, enjoy your weekend. I'm pretty happy I wanted to accomplish, get that certification this weekend. Another thing too is I got my shirt. I took a picture of it on my LinkedIn page, and I got my shirt. I'm waiting on the other one that I have to get that matches my Let's Get Teched page, so, and my YouTube channel. So hopefully somebody will buy some shirts, and we'll go from there. And subscribe to my channel if you can. Give me some views and stuff like that. Once I get back on my laptop and stuff like that, then I'll be able to add more videos and do it better and better, and really get into the more troubleshooting stuff, help people get through, as I go through and stuff like that, as I go through troubleshooting, as I get my certifications, as I gain more access to information and stuff like that. I always try to share it. Here's what I experienced today. Here's what I went through today. And I bring it to somebody else because maybe they've gone through it or they haven't experienced it. And a lot of simple tricks where you don't have to, if something happens, you don't have to rush to a shop, drop it off, tell them. The only thing they're going to tell you is, all right, just leave it here. We'll look at it. We'll get it to you on Thursday. Well, it's Sunday. And all they do is they just do a simple, quick little thing, charge you $80 or $100 to do it, and it's something that you could have done yourself. So don't get ripped off that way. Be careful when you Google search things. Be careful when you YouTube search things, because a lot of that information, I've gone through it. I've not had any problems with it or anything like that because I'm a little familiar with a lot of that stuff, but a lot of these YouTube videos you look at and you try everything in the video and none of that works, and you're like, well, how's it working on that guy's laptop and not on mine? I mean, it's the same kind of laptop. Or they tell you to try these things. You got to be real careful when you look in the comments and stuff like that. You just got to be real aware of a lot of things, because there's a lot of people out there that just get bad information and they just want to get either likes or views or anything like that. And it's a shame it's like that. I mean, it's online, so you got to be careful about all that. But if you could subscribe to my channel, give me some views and stuff like that. I'm trying to build up a brand here on here, and the views I think you got to get 1,000 subscribers, and you have to get 4,000 views, I think, within a year or something like that. I think the views are within the last 12 months. I think the 1,000 subscribers is just any time or anything like that. I don't know if it resets or anything like that, but I think the more views you get, the more you get into rotation, the more recommended you become on a recommended list, and it just goes from there. So that's what I'm trying to build on here and go from there. So enjoy your weekend, do some learning, try to get some advanced technology going your way, and be safe this week. Have a great holiday if I'm not on here or anything like that, but I probably will be. I've got 4 days. I got to work this week, and I've got 4 days off next week. So I'll be off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week, which is nice. Took vacation, and then I'll work the next week, and then I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Thanksgiving, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Christmas, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for New Year's. So I've got a lot of free time coming up where I can get a lot of information going through and stuff like that. I'd like to really be prepared for this A+ stuff, because it enhances my do-it-yourself entrepreneur thing that I want to try. So let me get off of here before I start rambling on anymore. It's almost a 20-minute video, so enjoy and have a great day.